to this price ladder analysis video where I'm going to be going through an example of, well, I usually go through more breakout examples, and what I want to go through today is actually more of a fade. So we're looking at a fading example, very short and sweet example, and looking at the Bund futures on the day, the 29th of October 2015. So without further ado, I'm just going to try and get this replay loaded up for you guys, and we're going to try and pay attention to what we can see in the order book and where we can try and get involved in this price action. Now, fading, for those of you who don't know, is actually a contrarian type, mean reversion type setup. So we're not looking for trend continuation. We're looking for more of a contrarian view on the market. So if the market's moving one way, we're looking to take a view that it's going to move the other way. But in this video, obviously, we're not looking to trade unless we see those price ladder characteristics that we're looking for. So if you just bear with me for just a second while I get this replay loaded. Here we go. So as you can see, we're trading 157.92's the Bund at the minute. Very clearly, you can see the low of the day is currently at 157.87. Really, on the order book, there's nothing telling us that there's much bigger size on either side of the order book except for 157.82's. There we're seeing probably the biggest size in the order book, 683 lots. Average size, as you can see, is probably about 250 lots on the offers. And on the bids, looking at slightly thicker bids, the average size probably on the bids is more in the 300s. So we're looking at about the average size on the bids being a little bit more than on the offer. So at the minute, you can see it's probably a little bit more bids stacked with some lighter, thinner offers above the market. In any case, we are moving towards the low of the day at the minute. As you can see, we're trying to make a move towards these lows of the day. You can see we've just taken out these 88s. We just traded one lot into these 87s. And now we've just gone offered on about 55 lots at 87s. Haven't down ticked 86s just yet. There we go. We just got the down tick. We've just traded 85s now. 66 lots just traded into 85s, as you can see there. So overall, we're getting some selling at the lows of the day. We're getting some initiative at the lows of the day here, but not anything yet in terms of the buyers reacting to this selling. They're more sitting on the bids and absorbing, as you can see, anything that the sellers are giving to them. So there you go, another 35 lots sold at market. Someone just down ticked 83s. That hasn't come up on the volume profile, but that would have traded if it's showing. There's often some mistakes of a few lots here and there on the replay software, but nothing too crazy. So as you can see, another one lot just traded into 83s there. We're looking at this bid, this bigger bid here at 82s, 600 lots, 20 lots just traded, 121 lots just traded in there. So someone's just taken the initiative to sell at market there, but that's reloaded there. Someone's actually put some more bids back on there. It's kept the size relatively big at 82s, but we're starting to absorb quite a bit at these 83s now. So let's try and see if there's any sort of buy-side reaction. We've just seen 80 lots lifted at 84s, 100 lots just traded into 82s, but we still have not gone off at 82s. As you can see, the market's trying to hold bid here. We've just had a thicker bid just come to market at 83s here. Let's just see if he can hold the market bid at this price. We've just seen quite a bit of absorption over here, so we're seeing an absorption pattern take place at the minute. We know that our previous low was at 87s, so we want to see how the market reacts if we can get back above potentially these 87s. You can see there's quite a bit of buy-side flow here. We haven't down-ticked ever since we've gone bid at 83s, we've gone bid 84s, bid 85s, 86s, and we have not down-ticked yet, which is showing good auctioning from the lows. That is basically telling us that there's buyers that are willing to step in higher and higher here. So this is where we could potentially try and get involved now. We've just gone bid 87s. We're going to look to see if we can hold a bid above these 87s. I'm not looking to buy just yet unless we get through these 87s, but at least 3 or 4 ticks. We've just upticked those 91s, as you can see there. We're going to try and put some bids here at 88s and 87s to see if we can get any sort of size on this little trade, because we've just absorbed quite a bit near the lows here, and now the market's sort of absorbing and trading, finding a bit of some ground here to see if we can potentially make a move higher. We're not seeing any downticks at the minute, so we're probably going to try and get involved a little bit higher up, only because, literally only because we're seeing the market step in, the buyers step in higher and higher on the way up here. So let's just see how we react. We've just bought 90s. Our risk is below these 87s, particularly maybe one or two ticks through there. We're trying to absorb a little bit more around these 88s and 87s if we get them. Ultimately, our risk is below these 82s. As you can see, there's still quite a bit of a range to the upside, and we might be able to start moving up. This is what you would call a false break. We've had a low, we've false broken that. On the 5-minute chart, if you were taking a look at that, we've actually left a doji. So what that would look like, particularly if you're looking at on a 5-minute chart, we've had the down candle look something like this. Then we had this green candle, which closed something like this. Opened here, tested lower. This was our level at 82s. These were our 87s. So it's open around 90s, false broke, closed back above, and now you can see the buyers are now stepping in at these areas here. You can see we're just stepping in. A bit of buying here at the minute. Tested slightly lower, and now the buyers are stepping into the market again. So from a candlestick pattern, that's something you usually see. It's like these little doji type patterns where the sellers step in, they can't hold the offer. The buyers now auction it back up, and say, okay, we feel like there's value here, and now the market's starting to auction higher. So from candlestick formation, this is usually what you would see on, let's say, a 5-minute chart, and some of the more retail traders are used to seeing that sort of price action. Well, that's what they would normally call price action. From a floor trading perspective, and from what we trade on the price ladder, we look more at the tape. We try and read the tape to see and ascertain where the market's going to move according to that. So as you can see, the market has actually caught a bid back above. Usually what you're seeing is if the market does false break and there are sellers that are caught particularly below here, once they've gotten involved in selling below these 87s, all these sellers above these 87s now need to stop out. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing more buy side flow come in, but also the sellers cover their positioning to the upside. Now, obviously, we could sit here and run through, as this market starts bidding higher, but it does actually continue its trade, I think, quite a bit higher. You can see from a price action perspective, we're currently just sitting at these 94s. We're seeing a little bit of resistance step into the market, but we haven't really felt any heat on the position except for maybe a 1-tick down tick. Obviously, we were quite aggressive on the trade. You do have to bear in mind that we do see a bit of a low volume node in here. So for us, at least on this clip, we can afford to be quite aggressive so long as we're seeing the buyers hold the market up and it doesn't get below this LVN. If it had started trading around these 88s, 87s, and we could have started absorbing a little bit more size, but we would like to see that there's other buyers stepping in with us and holding the market buoyantly at these levels. If we were seeing, let's say, the buyers kind of fall out of place, slowly step back, and the sellers are starting to gain a little bit more ground and start trading below these 87s again, then we probably start scaling out effectively with all of our size getting cut out or covered below these 82s, because that effectively would render this setup null and void. So overall on this trade, really on the majority of your size, you're only taking maybe 3 or 4 ticks of a stop here, and you're looking obviously for the buy side flow to take you at least from the 87s to the 82s. You're looking for at least those 5 ticks from that area upwards. So that's what you would be looking for there. So we've just taken our size off, as you can see there. We've taken a small little winner there. I'm not sure if you saw The offer there did it pretty quickly there. I don't think it caught it on the recording software, but in any case, that's pretty much what I wanted to go through. A quick 10-minute video of a little fading example. Thank you very much for listening, and stay tuned for the rest of the week. Bye bye.